I want to also point out that it wasn't just OKC that lost yesterday. The Denver Nuggets lost. They lost to the Pacers. I call them the pitiful Pacers. I don't think they're that great of a team, but they play good basketball often. And the East Coast, I think, is just playing good basketball this season. And they've been a problem for teams on the West Coast. So I do want to take a moment and move on from the Lakers versus OKC, and I want to shift our focus to Nikola Jokic. And really, this is not about the Pacers game. This is not about uh, this specific loss. This is more about the Denver Nuggets and the team that they have that's still has team members that Nikola Jokic won a title with. You have Aaron Gordon, you have Jamal Murray, you have players that, you still have core players from that title winning team. And Nikola Jokic hasn't been back to the finals since that year. And it begs the question, like, you know, why do we celebrate Nikola Jokic so much? We celebrate him more than Giannis, who also went to the finals one time, has not been back, but we just like kind of forget about everything that he does as a two-way player. And I mean, Giannis plays both ends of the floor. I think that he should be recognized, and I think that he should be the leader of the FNBA, not Nikola Jokic, not Luka Doncic. He is the only FNBA player playing both offense and defense. Look, and I know SGA plays offense and defense. It's just Canadian players, they're kind of not so much considered FNBA players. They are technically, but again, I think that Giannis, he is the foreign player in the league that I think should be recognized. I don't think it should be Nikola Jokic. And I think that there's a lot of complexion protection that surrounds Jokic. And there's this sort of force field around him, sort of like the Caitlin Clark fans. He's not perpetuating any of these narratives. I've never seen him post game say he didn't have enough help. I've never seen him blame his teammates. Never. I've never seen him do it even in a passive aggressive way where a reporter is just like, hey, Russell Westbrook turned the ball over 11 times. How do you feel about that? And he's just like, well, he never gives those LeBron like answers, throwing his teammates under the bus and, just blaming. He doesn't do that. I like Nikola Jokic and his personality. I mean, he doesn't really have much of a personality. He just wants to do his job and go back home to Serbia when he can in the off season. But and clearly he wants to drink beer and eat poorly as well, given the dad bod that he has. But besides that, I don't think that he perpetuates some of the narratives that we see Nikola Jokic fans perpetuating. And a lot of these fans are the same people who say that LeBron James is needing help and crying for help all the time. Or a lot of these people are also even just blaming his teammates at every turn. Nobody's good enough alongside Jokic. He needs more help. They praise his performances in a loss. I mean, this 41 point, 15 rebounds, 13 assists. Yes, that's a triple double. Sounds like a great stat line, right? I mean, it's not bad, but they just lost the last 4 games. They just lost to the Pacers. Why? Oh, he didn't have this, he didn't have that. He should still be putting up, like, that stat line should have led to a win. They didn't get blown off the floor. They lost by, I think, 5 or 6 points. Jokic should still be leading his teams to a win. That should be the expectation, especially since we're comparing him to Wilt Chamberlain. We're saying he's the best player in the league. We're saying that he's one of the greatest players that ever lived. We're saying he's better than Shaquille O'Neal. That's what we're saying about Nikola Jokic, yet he's not held to some of the standards that we hold LeBron James to. We come in here and cook LeBron James for stat padding. And Nikola Jokic will be on the floor in a blowout loss in the fourth quarter at the end to get to his triple-double. And nobody says anything about it. And I just think that no one says anything about it because Nikola Jokic is quiet. He doesn't have the big mouth that LeBron James has. But so what? Let's keep the same energy. And I'm just wondering why Jokic fans don't do that. What is it about Nikola Jokic that makes him exempt from criticism, that makes him exempt from being accountable for the team's losses as the captain of the team and the leader of that team? Why is it always Jamal Murray's fault? Why is it always Michael Porter Jr.'s fault? Why is it always Aaron Gordon's fault? Those 4 guys were on they won a title together. So why isn't that enough pieces right there? You have core members of your championship title winning team that are still there with you. Why do the Nuggets lose to pitiful teams? Why? They lost to the Warriors with Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler were guarding Jokic. Why? How does that work? How is that possible? How could Jokic be considered one of the best players in the league and he can be stopped by Jimmy Butler and Jokic? I mean, and Draymond Green. Draymond Green is 6'6". Jimmy Butler is a midget in comparison to Nikola Jokic. So where is the criticism? Why is Jokic being touted as the best player in the league because of these triple-double stat lines? He's a center bringing the ball down the court. In 90s or even early 2000s, he would be stripped. His slow ass would not be able to bring the ball down the court. I'm just trying to figure out, what is it? Is it Nikola Jokic's complexion? Why is he so protected in the media? After every loss, they're celebrating him. There's no criticism. No criticism for losing the game. No criticism for stat padding. None of that. Why? Why can't Jokic fans keep the same energy? What's the story with that? Let's see. So it looks like we have some detractors in the chat, which I'm happy to read some comments from. Let's see. William Wright, salute to you. Ben Simmons, as always, been a soft player to me, and he gave that playoff series away when he was on the Sixers versus the Hawks, the one season passing the ball instead of trying to score. I mean, that's been the story of his life, passing the ball instead of trying to score. The face of the league is going to be Shannon Sharp. You guys are so funny. James Harden, he ate his way out of Houston and he never worked the weight off. Rick Ross, facts. He did look like Rick Ross in those pictures. I think Harden is depressed. Perhaps. I mean, he's always in the strip club. I can't imagine that. I don't know. I don't. I think that sometimes when you have all of this money and you perhaps don't have anyone to share it with, you're living this fast life in the strip clubs, throwing money fast, hanging out with rappers and things like that. It can get lonely, I'm sure. So perhaps he is depressed. Yeah, James Harden is the fake James Harden. Like, seriously, he's not. I just feel like he's a shell of himself. Ben Simmons is a thief. He's wearing a costume. I don't think that Ben Simmons likes basketball. I think that he likes jewelry. I think he likes clothing. I think he likes fashion shows, but he's not a basketball player. He is a quitter. He quit even going back to when he played for LSU. That's why Shaq doesn't respect him. He never did. If I had to play with Embiid, shit, I'd be depressed too, but seriously, he needs help. The last time the Fakers were in the finals, their ratings were poop. OKC will be fine. I mean, look, I have been saying it and saying it and saying it over and over again that the Oklahoma City Thunder The Cleveland Cavaliers, these are 2 teams, even the New York Knicks, these are teams that need to prove that they can get out of the second round, and we have not seen them get out of the second round. So I have no reason to believe other than the regular season performance of the Oklahoma City Thunder that they're capable of getting to the Western Conference Finals, and I just don't know that they are capable of doing that. I would like to say that they are because they are the number 1 team in the league. They have the best record in the league. They they don't just have the best record in the West, they have the best record in the league. So they should be able to make the finals. They are number 1, they have the number 1 rated offense and defense. So they should be able to get to the finals. But we all know that the postseason is about matchups. Even the regular season, there's 82 games, and you might face a team just, anywhere from 2 times to 4 times in a season. And that's not enough of a sample size to say, "Hey, you're gonna be able to beat this team in a 7-game series." So, I don't I will believe in OKC once I see them get to the Western Conference Finals. If they can do that, then I'm like, "Okay, well, they have a chance to make it to the finals." But until they get out of the second round, I just think that they're not for me, they're just still I still don't necessarily believe. I believe that they deserve, but I'm not sure, like, I don't have confidence in them making it there. And it is their lack of experience. It is what I saw last year in the postseason. It's even what I saw against the Lakers because they still are not recognizing that they need to blow certain teams out in order to advance. And so this isn't the postseason. Hopefully, they understand and they're aware that they're going to be playing uphill and they're going to have to blow them out by 10 plus points per game in order to create some separation, in order to move past them. Cheating for the Fakers will only make the NBA worse. Silver is a disgrace. I don't remember Stern pitching 40-year-old Jordan like this. They didn't have to because players and fans were just happy to see Jordan come back to the league. That's what people wanted. People are waiting and hoping and wishing and praying for LeBron James to retire. Hey, Frankie Fernandez, salute to you and salute to Guam. Welcome in. Guys, if you haven't liked the video, please do me a favor and smash the like button. Let's see where we're at with likes, actually. I'm going to check them right now. So we have 88 people watching. We have about 52 likes. Let's jump those up. Let's get to 75 likes. If the Lakers happen to make the finals, are they really besting the juggernaut Celtics? Like, can we be honest? I I don't think that they're gonna beat the Celtics, but I do think that the referees, they're going to cheat for the Lakers no matter who they play. If the Lakers make the finals, they're gonna try to get LeBron a 5th ring. They're gonna try to get Luka Doncic his 1st ring. If they face the Celtics are going to have to blow them out. They're gonna hunt Luka all day. They're gonna annoy him. They are gonna tire him out. No, I don't think that they're gonna win, but the Celtics are gonna have to work really hard to beat them for sure. They are trying to get LeBron a parting ring. I don't know if they're trying to get LeBron a parting ring. I think that what they want to do with NBA Europe, I think that pushing the foreign players and making them the face of the league and getting them titles and putting them on big market teams like Luka going to the Lakers, I think that that is more of a priority than LeBron. I think even the NBA is a little bit tired of LeBron. They probably have some LeBron James fatigue at this point. And I believe that they would want to move on from him at this point. That's my belief. So I don't think that they need to get LeBron a parting ring. Just getting LeBron to the finals is enough. That's what they've done pretty much for his whole career. Him winning titles wasn't a priority for them. It was just getting him to the finals because they were looking for those ratings. LeBron James having the deepest playoff run that he could possibly have is what's best and what's good for the NBA. So it's not just what's good for the Lakers, but it's also best for the NBA for LeBron James to be in the finals every season if they could do it because people are going to watch and there's going to be storylines surrounding that and there's going to be more clicks and views on social media. So that's why I think that they would want to push him there. But him getting the rings are not actually all that important. They know they don't even want him, I think, to get the rings. They don't want him to surpass Jordan. I really believe that. I don't think even Adam Silver wants that. Brother Juma, it shows the NBA is desperate and delusional to think SGA never seeing the foul line is believable. Absolutely. I mean, it's scripted, right? The NBA is rigged. They're showing us that at every turn. Let's see, we got another 9.99 super chat from Be Nice. Thank you and salute to you. The Lakers better hope their leader Austin Reeves stays healthy for the playoffs. I am weak. Their leader Austin Reeves. How can somebody be a leader of the team and they don't defend? Austin Reeves cannot guard a parked car. He can't guard anybody. Leader of the team? Where? You guys crack me up. Ugh. Jokic is their great white hope. Facts. Giannis doesn't get credit for playing a two-way player on elite level. Horizon vibes. I can't stand that dude and his annoying ass voice. Complexion protection. R.I.P. Paul Mooney. I love me some Mooney. Remember when Dave Chappelle would have him on the show? I love those scenes so much. And R.I.P. Paul Mooney. Salute to you. Luca has already shown he can torch the league at any weight. He's never needed speed or athleticism to torch the league. And again, that is the problem with today's NBA. That is 100% the issue. If you don't need speed or athleticism, there's something wrong with the league. That means it's not good. That means the product that they're putting out and the talent and the competitiveness is not there. If you don't need speed and athleticism, that doesn't even make sense. You have 94 feet of the court. You got to be able to move. Sounds like pure hate if you ask me. Pure hate of what? This is just my opinion. So I don't hate anybody. I just come in here and I talk about sports and I bring this community, the sports tea community together to talk about sports. And look, if you don't like the opinions or you don't like the takes, you can feel free to listen and enjoy the show or find a channel that you do like. Find a channel that, the content you feel is positive because I want to spread positive vibes, bring people together. That's what sports are meant to do. So we don't hate on this channel. We just give our opinion and we tell the truth. So Black, I can help you find a channel that you find, is better for you. I really can do that. So let me do that. Let me help you. Okay. Have a good night, Black. Paul Mooney has mad quotes. Love Paul Mooney. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I didn't see Black sooner. I don't always catch them as early as you guys do. Most journalists seem afraid to point out the truth. I agree. I mean, it's not easy to point out the truth, especially when you work for major networks or, media platforms. There's an agenda, and sometimes you're charged with pushing an agenda. It's not easy, guys. Horizon vibes. Cap Attack is insufferable. I'm glad more YouTubers are calling his annoying ass out. You know what it is? I just think that we need to keep the same energy when it comes to the players in the sport. Just because we don't like LeBron James, and I can say, like, I don't like LeBron. But if I'm criticizing him from a basketball perspective and I'm saying, oh, he goes out there in stat pads, oh, he always needs help, oh, he's always crying about this or that. Some of those things apply to Kevin Durant. Even though I like Kevin Durant as a player better, I still would have to criticize him. I still have to criticize him for going and joining other teams. I can't say, oh, well, I can't stand that LeBron James formed a super team, but I'm okay with Kevin Durant doing it. That's not how it works. You have to keep the same energy. And I don't think that Jokic is a crybaby, but I think his fans are crybabies. And I think the fans surrounding him, it feels like race baiting. It feels like it's like they hate all of the black players that surround him. And I just don't understand it. If we're saying that guys stat pad and we hate that they do that, we have to also point that out for Nikola Jokic. There's been plenty of times that he's still on the floor in a blowout loss. And to me, A triple-double doesn't matter. Your stats don't matter if they didn't lift your team to winning. And that has to count for something, but it only counts when we're talking about LeBron James. "Oh, well, LeBron went to the finals, but he didn't win." Okay, we're gonna be congratulating a guy like Nikola Jokic for getting to the finals and not winning, or not even getting back to the finals. So we're congratulating him, and he's not even getting back to the finals. I don't think he's going back this year either. He didn't repeat, even though he had the same, well, he didn't have the same team. So in all fairness, he didn't have the same team. They gave up some rotational pieces that were good, but even still, he still has his core team. He still has 4 of the same starters. So what's the problem? And by the way, Russell Westbrook has been playing well for the Nuggets. He hasn't been a disaster on that team. He's been serviceable. He's even had some game-winning plays. RP Dub, I'm not race baiting. I'm talking about the issues that exist. I'm talking about the content that is there for me to talk about. Okay. And the fact is that Nikola Jokic is treated different from other players in the league. And we criticize his black teammates, but we have no criticism for him. So, and I'm not smashing foreign players. The fact is that they don't have the athleticism and skill. And it's not all foreign players. Giannis Antetokounmpo has a lot of athleticism. He doesn't he's lacking in skill, but he's got a ton of athleticism. SGA, very skilled, highly athletic, shows up to the NBA in shape, ready to rock and roll. That's why he should be the MVP for this season. He should be the runaway MVP, not guys who show up with a dad bod. So I'm not actually race baiting. And again, if you think that this channel is racist, or you think that we're, race baiting on this channel, then please help yourself to another channel that you think is better for you, that where you're enjoying the content. I wish that for you. I don't want anybody to come to my channel feeling poorly, or feeling attacked, or feeling like this is not an inclusive space. I'm just calling it like I see it, and these are my opinions based on what I see. So Luka Doncic shows up to the NBA fat with a dad bod, and that does matter. Athleticism matters, and that's why he didn't win the title last season. He had the team to win. He had enough pieces on his team in the Mavericks to win, and he didn't because he could not slide his feet. He got beat constantly on defense, which caused him to get fouled out of the game. So I'm not race baiting by calling these things out. It's not race baiting. It's not smashing foreign players to say, hey, he's not in shape. Nikola Jokic is getting triple doubles in this league, yet he cannot run, he cannot jump, and he cannot dunk the ball. And we're calling him better than Shaq, and we're calling him better than Wilt Chamberlain. That is a problem to me. That's not race baiting. Sorry. But I want to hear from you guys. I have time for 1 or 2 phone calls. Feel free to call in. Talk to me nice. The foreign dollar is way more important than LeBron. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for calling Sports Tea. Talk to me nice. Who do I have on the line?
Hey, what's going on? This is Jamal.
Hey, Jamal. How's it going?
Yeah, well,
So
trying to
what do you
read
think?
the volume.
Can you hear me okay?
All right. Uh,
So what do you think? Why can't Jokic
yeah,
fans
sorry,
keep the
can you hear me
same
better now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly now. So what do you think? Why can't Jokic fans keep the same energy? What's the story there?
I say that again.
Why can't Nikola Jokic fans keep the same energy? What's the story there?
You was breaking up a bit, but I'll ask the gist of what you're getting to. Um, in regards to Jokic, um, I think that I do think that Jokic lately has been getting a lot more grace uh, by the NBA media than he did before. But in all honesty, um, there's no real competition at his position. So he's strong, and yes, he might not be the most athletic, but then again, how many big men are there in the NBA? I mean, a whole ton of undersized. That's why I don't get this whole bigger, faster, stronger, more skill thing because I just don't see it. And the centers are small as hell. So between that and the fact that nobody plays defense, I think that's why Joker can be who he is. And he doesn't have to be in good shape and he can bring the ball to court because um, he has the best court vision on his team. And he, like I said, there's no competition at the center position. Indeed, is fairly serviceable all the time. So he doesn't really. He's kind of stands alone. He's like Shaq in the mid early 2000s.
I actually agree with you. The league has changed, so it's no longer a big man's league. So it's easy for Nikola Jokic to shine as a center in this league, especially when you're playing this point center role. So he's a center, but he's playing like this point guard role. He's gouging points, rebounds, and assists. He turns the ball over at a high volume too at
Mm-hmm.
will. At will, he can come out with like 7 turnovers in a game. And it's because he really doesn't have the ball handling to be that tall at 7 feet, bringing the ball down from 94 feet. I mean, it doesn't make much sense. And then, he's slow. He's slow and he's very non-athletic, but he does have court vision. When you're standing at the top of the key, you should be able to see your teammates. You should be able to find them and pass them the ball. So, I don't, and I
Oh,
want to
I
be
agree.
clear, I don't have such a huge problem with Jokic. My I'm just addressing right now what I'm seeing in the media, which is the media congratulating Jokic for all these triple doubles, no matter if he loses or not. There's never any criticism surrounding the losses. And then I'm also just taking a look at the landscape and seeing all these Jokic fans crying that he doesn't have any help and he's got the same players that he won a title with. So I just don't understand, where's the energy surrounding him stat padding? Where's the energy surrounding him winning with the teammates that he has and triumphing over adversity? Like, where is that energy? Why aren't they treating him just like the way that they treat LeBron James and other players that do some of the same things that he does?
Well, I mean, Jokic is able to dominate for the same reason LeBron played for 20 some years, not playing defense and the soft league and not playing 82 games. But on top of that, when it comes to the rest of his teammates, I mean, he does have some decent teammates, but they're very unreliable. I mean, Michael Porter Jr., like I've used him in 2K, and that dude is always hurt. Like you tap him, he's done. And so Michael Porter Jr. is hurt a lot. And I don't know, Westbrook kind of jagged out in games this year. I mean, he's been decent. He's been better than what he was with the Lakers. But Westbrook is on games. But you're right. He essentially does have the same core. Uh, and the West is not any better than it was when he won the title in 2023. The East is a lot better, but the West is no better than what it's probably worse. So uh, Denver definitely should be able to come out the West along with OKC and possibly the Lakers. But as far as Joker is concerned, he's definitely a product of his time. I'm not saying he couldn't play in the league in the '90s, but he couldn't do what he's doing now, and he doesn't have any competition. So
Well, I think you made some really great points, Jamal. Thank you so much for calling in.
no problem.
Alrighty. You have a good night. Alrighty. I do have time for one more call, and then we'll call it a night. If anybody else wants to call in, if not, we'll move. but I'll read some more comments in the meantime. I did see a comment that I wanted to read off from Minima Moyo. The word hate is an overused, often applied by people who are too ignorant to comprehend the difference between dissing and constructive criticism. I couldn't agree more. Great comment. Thank you for calling Sports Tea. Talk to me nice.
Peace, Dom's brother Juma.
Hey, brother Juma. So what do you think? Did you have any thoughts on the first topic and, what the Lakers beating OKC really means? Did you also have some thoughts on, what's going on with Nikola Jokic
Hold
and
on,
his
my bad. You're kind
fans?
of blurred. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was wondering, like, what do you think the story is with Jokic fans? Why can't they keep the same energy? What's the story?
I can barely hear you. What do you ask me? Why Jokic? What now?
I asked why do you think Jokic fans can't keep the same energy? What's the story there?
Oh, it is what it is. Paul Mooney, complexion for the protection. I hate to say it like that, and people want to say that's just a cop out or some type of race baiting. But it is what it is. 6'11". I put in the chat. I think he doesn't even average one block a game. How are you like the center and you don't even average one block a game? He has zero defense. He's an outstanding. He has great eyes. He sees the court. I think I was listening to Man Down. Mel, shout out to him a couple of days ago, and he always says it like whenever you run, it's easy to get a triple double if you're running everything through one person. And so the rest of the team is debilitated. They can't do anything. They basically have to wait for the clock to run down, or for them to do what they do, dribble all the way with the ball, and there's no set plays, like a triangle offense or whatever type of offense we used to run back in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. So I think they just they just want to give him a pass because like Luka, it's the same thing. They are great players. They have great offense. I personally don't think either one of them could have played in any era prior to this one because Dwight Howard proved that by basically being physical with him, when they when the Lakers beat them, when they won the championship, and LeBron let his ego get in the way of Dwight instead of just keeping him there. Because once you put bodies on them and clog the middle and throw some elbows or some knees start hitting their thighs, they can't play. They keep talking about the areas and whatnot, but they just don't. They're just not built to do that. They don't play. No one even plays 70 games a year, let alone 80 to 82. So for load managing and soreness and sprained toes and have all these just BS. So they're great. He's a great player. Offense is amazing. Like he has a great shot. He has great eyes. He sees the floor. He has decent. He doesn't have great handles. He has decent handles, but he's a great shooter, and he can see the floor extremely well. He has
He
an
should
amazing
see the
touch.
floor, though. See, that's the thing. It's not the center's position to like see the floor from the top of the key. So, like when people say that, oh, he can see the floor, he should be able to. He's standing at the top of
Yeah,
the key. He should be able to see everybody. So
for sure.
I can't. It's tough for me to give centers credit for playing in a point guard position role when they're not doing what centers should do. Does that make sense? So like when
Oh,
you're
for
not,
sure.
so I understand he's getting points, rebounds, and assists, but he's not getting any blocks. So you're not
Yeah,
defending, you're not protecting the rim, right? You're not defending, but I'm supposed to give you credit for getting the assists that point guard should get. So you mean to tell me that nobody on his team can get those assists? That's the
right.
problem. So I don't hold that in a higher regard than him doing his actual job because a center is supposed to block shots. That's what a
I
center is
agree.
supposed to do. So if you can't block shots, why am I giving you credit for assists? Why am I giving you credit for rebounds when those rebounds you're getting is not necessarily a result of boxing out or being in the paint? So it's hard
For
for me to
sure.
give credit for the rebounds. It's hard for me to give credit for the assists. The points I can give credit for, but Nikola Jokic has one of the ugliest games that I've ever seen in my entire life. The dribbling down the court
Agreed.
is god awful. Okay. If anybody was playing a modicum of defense, he would be stripped. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you have athletic players on the court that can defend, he would be stripped every time. I can't imagine him playing against Kobe Bryant and Jokic being the primary ball handler coming down the court.
No, it
That's
would
not going to happen. I'm sorry.
not.
I can't
He's
imagine
getting
him
stripped at
playing
half
against
court.
Allen Iverson and him being the primary ball handler coming down the court. That's just not that. And again, when you have a situation like that, guess what kind of teams are able to exploit that and win the game? The Warriors. You think the
Yep.
Warriors with Jimmy Butler are going to allow for that to happen? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I definitely
Draymond
agree.
Green probably said in the locker room, like, hey, we're really going to let this guy that can't run, jump, or dunk the ball beat us? I don't think so. So again, these things are, I just don't understand why the fans can't keep the same energy. Forget what Jokic is able to do. Forget his dad bod. Forget what he actually does on the court. Why can't the fans keep the same energy? Why do they not see why are they calling him better than Wilt Chamberlain, better than Shaquille O'Neal? That sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, it definitely is crazy. And I hate everyone always says delusion, but it is, and I hate that. I mean, the only reason I would have for it is the complexion for the protection. I mean, because they even say, I can't imagine, he's definitely not going against Elijah Wan or Robinson, Patrick Ewing. Like I was saying earlier, he couldn't handle Dwight Howard being physical with him. And for a 6'11" guy, like I was saying, I led with to have less than one block a game. And I definitely agree with you saying that he has to be able to master his own position before he starts trying to venture out into other positions.
I'm not giving you credit for doing my job when you're not doing your job. Does that make sense? It's just like, that person that, have you ever worked with anybody like that? Those people at your job that they can't do their job, but they're constantly in everybody else's
trying
business,
to do mine,
trying to do somebody else's job, trying to point out what you're not doing, but they just can't figure out how to become an expert in their role. Like, hey, why don't you perfect this? Why don't you go over there and get that workload complete? Why don't you get it done 100% and then come and try to get the extra credit? Don't try to get extra credit when you're not doing your job, your current job. You can't, if you didn't do your regular homework, how can you get extra points? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Do the job description before you start trying to do someone else's job.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna lie though. I'm nervous. I wasn't sure what was going on. I knew LeBron was behind the Luka stuff and the NBA and see what's going on now. And
I still don't know that Luka was behind it. I understand that. That LeBron was behind it. I know that the Morris brothers came out saying that LeBron requested him in the trade. I don't think that LeBron had plans for Luka. That's my point. Did he find out? I think he found out in the midst of the trade, but again, that wasn't something that he orchestrated, and that's, I think, the main point that people are missing. So, of course, LeBron knew that Luka was coming to the team, but it's a matter of at what point? When did he know? How much of a deciding factor was LeBron in this trade? And I just don't think he had any decision in it. I think he's rolling with it. I think he's deciding that this benefits him and doesn't hurt him. He's decided at the end of the day, okay, well, maybe I can try to manufacture another title.
Ride the wave.
Or maybe at the very least, I can decide, okay, well, Luke is the first option and I'm going to be the hero as the second option and make him look bad. Either way, LeBron wins out of this. He's going to figure out how to spin the media, oh, well, LeBron James was a second option on this team, but he still balled out. He was still this at 40 years old. He blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So there's always, no matter what, I believe that he's able to find the win in this situation. And, that's what he's been able to do.
Right. I'll be quick, but there's one angle I had on that was that when he was in Cleveland and Carmelo they had that stacked New York team with Smith and Shumpert, and then they did that trade, and then for him to get those players when they were doing well in his own conference. I kind of feel like it's the same thing when you look at Luka and Kyrie, and then they had all those big guys out there, Lively, and they had an amazing, they had a really good team. If they just mastered defense, get Luka to get in shape, they could have went back and repeated in the championship. It just seems like LeBron, that's just another way for him to make sure that one of his boys won't be able to. I think he sabotaged Kyrie. Like he did not want to see him get, further than him or
I
get
just
another
don't think he
championship.
did. I don't think he did. I think the Mavs actually won the trade. I don't think Luka Doncic is a prize to be won the way that other people think. I think the Mavericks traded him because they were not going to win with him, even though the refs were cheating
Right.
for them. So the refs in the NBA have been cheating for Luka Doncic, and they still can't win. So with that being said, it's pathetic. I mean, literally, the NBA pushed them into the finals, and they could not win.
Hopefully, we'll
He's
see.
out of shape. He's out of shape. I mean, I
he looks
just
bad.
don't think that. I think the LeBron does a lot of things, but I don't know that he's purposely saying, "Oh, well, I want to make sure that my friend, my buddy Kyrie can't do something." I don't think it's that. I think that he's just willing to orchestrate and manufacture titles and success
Mm.
for himself at the expense of anybody. I don't think he's thinking about Kyrie or any particular person. I don't think he's thinking, "Oh, well, I want to hurt Carmelo Anthony by pulling people from his team." No, he thought that those players were going to benefit him. Those players were willing to go to his team, or they were able to make a trade. The NBA was going to rip those players in order to make LeBron successful. And it doesn't matter who is a casualty. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know that it's targeted to a Kyrie Irving, or I don't know that it's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to," I just really don't think that he was behind this Mavericks trade. I really don't think he was behind it.
I just could have put it past him. I mean, I know it looks like he's on his way out.
I can't put anything past him. It's just Luka Doncic's pairing with LeBron James doesn't benefit him.
Right.
So to me, it's not a benefit to LeBron James. He has to carry Luka, and that's what we've been seeing. LeBron James at 40 years old is better than Luka Doncic. He's more athletic.
Scary.
He can run the floor. He can dunk the ball. Have we even seen Luka Doncic dunk this season? Has he dunked the ball this season? I don't know. I don't remember. So I'm genuinely asking because I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it.
So those are the questions: Luka dunking and Jokic blocking.
I know it. I know exactly. Look, Luka's dunking donuts. He's not dunking any basketballs, but he sure is dunking those donuts. He's throwing down some donuts.
Dad bod.
Donut
Dunkin' Donut Doncic.
Donut Doncic. I mean, he is throwing down those donuts. So,
man, we loving you, Dom. Keep it 100, sister.
Well,
yeah, real talk
so
on the complexion for the protection. We ain't taking nobody trying to get in you and talk about all this stuff about race baiting and all that. Some people have a hard time dealing with reality,
and
some people don't know.
When it's about race, we can say it's about race. When it's not about
real
race,
talk.
we don't have to talk about it. But sometimes it just is about race. And the fact is that this league is, it's the majority of the players are black, right? And the majority of the owners are white. And so when you have a situation like that, and they're not just white, so they're of a certain background, and all of that plays into the dynamics of this league, how it's going to be run, and a variety of other factors. So thank you so much for your call, Brother Juma.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you, and I hope that you
We appreciate you, and I just want to give you two give a shout out to Team Sports T. We really do appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Salute to all the moderators. You guys hold me down night in and night out. I really appreciate you guys. Salute to everybody who's in the chat watching as well. Thanks, Brother Juma.
Indeed.
Have a good night.
My pleasure. Okay? You have a good night.
All righty. Bye-bye. Well. It's about that time. It looks like we have another super chat from Sports Facts. Imagine old defensive rules. Jokic against Sampson and Olajuwon. I can't imagine that. Honestly, Jokic would drown in 90. And look, honestly, I don't actually think he would drown. And the reason why is because he puts his back to the basket. So Jokic is actually one of the players that I think could survive. I just don't think that he would be on Shaq's level. I don't think he's on any of these players' level now. So it's a joke to me that people really believe that guys today would dominate in any past generation or era of basketball. Complete joke. Looks like we have one more caller. Oh, they hung up. Sorry if I missed you. I guess I will get to you guys on the next show. But I really do appreciate you guys joining me. Oh, looks like they're calling back. Thank you for calling Sports Tea. Talk to me nice. Thank you for calling Sports
Hello.
Tea. Hi, this is Sports Tea.
Hi, Dominique.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Who do I have on the line?
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Okay, let me put my YouTube on mute.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. May
I sent several texts. I don't know how you would read the text because they're very long.
you can text me anytime.
Okay, I would text at this number
Yeah, you can
because I
text
have
this
some
phone
proof
number.
that LeBron was lying about some things, actual proof,
You can
with
call
some
me, you
links
can
attached. I
text
want you
me.
to bring it up on the show.
Oh, for sure. Any facts that you have, any content that you'd love for me to share or to talk about, I can certainly
hmm
research it and mention it on the show. So you go ahead and send it over to me.
Okay, I can send it over to this phone.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? This
Yes,
number right now?
this number that you're
Okay.
calling on, you can text it over to me.
Yeah, because he's been having the media lie for him about why he didn't go to Wade's Hall of Fame,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
we all know it's because he wasn't the honoree, and it wasn't about him. There's the actual proof out there with the link that he had time to go see Drake to arrange a concert for him and his son to get introduced in between the time of his August 14th Hall of Fame induction.
It's an absolute disgrace.
And this was days after his son got out of the hospital on July 27th. The proof is there. He
Yeah.
went to Canada to see Drake,
Yeah, time for that.
and I have the links with the proof. So all of those lies they've been telling for him, saying, "Oh, it's because his son had the incident with his heart." No, he wasn't going to be the honoree. He wasn't going to be the one that was all about him. He's probably mad because Wade didn't ask him to speak for him. Why would he? He's uneducated. I think he chose Iverson over him. You know, he's jealous of everyone. He's a narcissist. The sad thing is that he is Trump's brother from another mother. They're two peas in a pod. Look at the way he carried himself throughout his career. And if anybody says anything negative about him, just like Trump, if everybody don't fall in line, he embarrasses them and tells them to get lost. And that's exactly what he's doing. And he's ruined the NBA, and it's a sad product.
Oh,
It's a sad product.
I couldn't agree
And the
with you more.
NBA should have had Stephen Curry as the face of the league, but I think it's because uh, Kobe Bryant really messed up in 2003.
Yeah.
I think they would have put him as the actual face of the NBA because the fans were calling for it. Before he messed up, and this is when LeBron came in there with all that hype in 2003. Though they took several years before they actually made him the face of the NBA, it would have been Kobe Bryant.
You are so on point. I couldn't agree with you more.
No, I used to coach basketball. I played basketball, but back then we didn't have the WNBA. Or I would have tried a little harder. You know,
Imagine if,
anybody would have tried hard to actually try to make it.
well, I hope to
They
hear
didn't
from
have
you
that back
more.
in my day. I'm 61. I just turned 61 2 days ago.
Well, I would love to
And
hear
by the
from
way,
you
my
more.
name is Sabrina Kelly.
Well, it is
So
so nice
I'm
to hear
going to
from you,
send the link
Sabrina.
to you right now as I hang up the phone.
I would love that, Sabrina. You reach out to me anytime. Please call in more. We need more women calling into the show and giving their sports take. I love to hear from former coaches and folks that played basketball and who really love the game. I played basketball too, and I love this sport so much. And it is a shame
Yeah,
how the NBA has been completely ruined by LeBron
I
James.
miss the days of Michael Jordan when we used to drop everything because we didn't have social media.
Right.
We had to go watch the game.
Yeah. I
We
miss
didn't get to
watching
see clips
players
like
that
YouTube
loved
clips
the game.
where people don't even watch the game. They just watch the clips on YouTube after the game's over. You
Yeah,
know, they just show all the good stuff and forget about all the bad stuff in between. I'm
absolutely.
sick of LeBron. I wish he'd just go away. Let's see if he's going to mess up this situation for Carmelo Anthony
I know.
because he wants to buy the team, the Wizard team.
Yep.
And I believe the NBA will allow him because he's backed by Michael Jordan in this situation. And the other day he was telling too much about what he wants to do with his if he's able to buy the franchise. LeBron's going to try to steal it. Of course, we all know that.
That I do agree with. I agree. I can't imagine. I mean,
And
LeBron is just so jealous. He wants to own something in the
he's
league
so
so
jealous of
bad.
everyone because he's a failure.
It's true, and there's only room for him. He wants to be the only one. He wants to be the only
And
sports hero in the room.
we all knew that Anthony Davis was going to be sacrificed when he indicated that LeBron took 7 years longer than Jordan to break Jordan's record. And then he didn't look happy when he broke Kareem's record either. They losing. Why would he want to look happy about that?
Right.
It was just a matter of time when he was going to get rid of him, and I believe he knew about it because there's no way he didn't know about it because he's a clutch sports client, and these NBA players are so stupid and naive. All they worry about is money. They don't care about their job. None of them. There's
Wow.
not too many of them that actually care about their job. Jenny Buss, she's a sad individual. Her father's rolling over his grave. She's all about money, but she's destroying his legacy.
Destroyed.
The Lakers are a joke, and I blame it all on Magic Johnson. He brought that bum over here because she wasn't looking at him. He wasn't on her radar. They should just pay him his rest of his contract and tell him to go away. Take his son with him.
That's a fact. Sabrina, you cooked. You cooked. You didn't
I
leave
think he
anything
paid
on the
all those.
table.
He found a way to intimidate all those young boys in the G League to let his son shine. But his son's still a bum.
Bum.
He can't play against these men. He's too scared.
Absolutely. I agree with you. He's Carlton Banks. You know,
Once he
he's wearing
started
a
flopping,
costume.
once he started flopping, then his name should not be in the same sentence with any of the greats. And that one he did the other night was despicable. Really despicable. I was laughing because the players went down on the other end of the court and came back, and Stephen Curry and Draymond Green came back, and they just walked over him. Or someone showing the photograph when he was skinny before he went to uh, to Miami, before he got on the balcony.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how that whole place got burnt down after his name came up in the wash. And he should not be a Hall of Famer at all. They should excommunicate him just like they did Barry Bonds. But he's hanging around because the NBA, they're protecting him because he's still a money cow. But I'm with you. They're truly sick of him, but he's a money cow. And all of that he did to get his son in the NBA, that's a failure too. That's a failure as well. Oh, I see all the right pictures up on the screen. That's the way. That's why he has that beard. That was the way he waves the other way when it's got that puffiness on his cheekbone. But he's a disgrace. And his wife, I feel, I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. I was feeling bad for her, but I don't feel bad for her. So she stayed with him knowing that he's a narcissist. And I believe she stayed with him being grateful that, she had 2 children before he finally decided that she was married material, because he didn't have nobody to praise him. I think that's why he stayed with her in the first place. A narcissist always needs somebody to be their yes person to make them feel good. I bet you he probably made his kid's life miserable. He should have let his son just go on and be a gamer and leave him alone. And neither one of his sons, his other son is not, they're not going to let him pull that nonsense with Bryce. Get him into the NBA with no talent. They're not going to allow that again. I doubt he's not going to be able to recycle that one. And his wife not letting his son go to college, she ought to be ashamed of her damn self. And like you said, they don't have what the 12 years of education between the 4 of them anyway.
It's true. The entire James family, they have less than 12 months of college
that's
education.
What you said. Exactly what you said. And I'm sorry, I talk too much.
Sabrina, you are
that
welcome
is my
to
actual
call
character flaw.
Well, I want to say that you're welcome to call in anytime, Sabrina. I would love to have you call in more often. You cooked. You absolutely cooked on this call, and I really appreciate you. And yeah, we're going to end the stream on this note. This was a fantastic call. I really appreciate you calling in, and you made some really great points, great commentary, great takes, and the audience loves you. They are in the comments saying how much they love you and they appreciate you and how much you cooked on this call. So please don't hesitate to call us back and, share your thoughts. We love to hear from different callers and different perspectives. So, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I'm going to look forward and I'm going to check for those text messages with different links about some topics that you had for me. Okay. Are you there, Sabrina?
And I said one earlier, I think less than an hour ago, it says, please, Dominique, please put this on air in capital letters. The links are actually attached.
Okay, well, I'm gonna text you so that you.
I don't really want to send it again, but if we need me to, I really want you to expose him on your channel. I could have sent it to 2 raw, angry hoops, but I want to give that information to a sister.
Thank you so much.
I binge watch because I'm retired, and I can't wait for your show. I'm glad I have the notification that when I'm watching my show, while I'm binge watching, it pops up and then I tune you on.
Well, I am so glad to hear from you, Sabrina. We're going to head out now, but thank you so much for calling. And please call me back and talk to me nice anytime.
I will. Okay? Have a beautiful evening.
You too.
A beautiful morning.
You as well. And thanks
Peace
for calling
and love
in.
always.
Yes, absolutely. Bless you. Oh, she was just such a breath of fresh air. Thank you for your kind words, Sabrina, and for your call. It looks like we have some other super chats that rolled through. I'm going to go ahead and read them off. Sports Facts, salute to you for the $4.99 super chat. David Robinson scored 71 in a tougher era. He breaks Wilt's record in this 4-out era with Jokic guarding him. MJ scores 250. I love that energy. Salute to you again. Sports Facts with a $4.99 super chat. Take away travel and carrying, add defense and hand checking, and the all-time stat list and top 75 will have players disappear like the Rapture. I couldn't agree more. I mean, the way that players are able to carry the ball. I mean, I've said it a million times. Giannis gets to carry the ball over his head into the paint. He gets to take 10 steps into the paint. I've literally seen him traveling from half court. And don't get me started on the hand check. Can you imagine somebody having an arm? Imagine somebody having an arm on your back, able to guide you from 94 feet. I'd love to see LeBron James or just anybody go ahead and score. I'd love to see how the pick and roll works in that kind of defense. But, this is just so much more skilled, so much more advanced, so much more evolved, right? So much more complicated and intricate. Yeah, my ass. Anyway, guys, let me check on these likes and let's see where we're at. Are you guys liking the video? We have 83 likes. We have 84 people watching. Wow. We have almost 100% attendance and likes. And I really appreciate that. You guys looked out, showed out. Really appreciate you. Sabrina does rock, Crystal. You're absolutely right about that. And thank you all for watching. Seriously, I love staying up late with you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow. I might jump right back on before work because there are some things that I want to talk to you about. I have some timeless content that I am going to push out this week that's going to be, I think, really, really fun. So I'm going to go over just some classic interviews, and we're going to tie some things back to today's league and how we're just going to be debunking. We're going to be exposing some more lies. And I look forward to doing that this week with you guys. And as you know, the Lakers are going to play the Thunder again. And so I really am curious to see if the Thunder will win that second game. Are they going to let the Lakers come out and go off like that again from three? I don't think the Lakers will be able to do that. So I am really excited for this game. I want to see if OKC is going to be able to beat them. I want to see if they're going to be able to beat them off twos and mid-range shots. I want to see the Lakers. Are they going to be able to repeat their perimeter success? Doubt it. But looking forward to the next game, and I should be back. I might be back this morning, but I'll definitely be back tonight. So everybody have a wonderful day and get some rest if it's late night, and have a wonderful day at work if it's the morning for you guys. Thank you for watching in Guam and the Philippines and Australia and Qatar. Really appreciate you guys watching from all over. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and happy Tuesday. Alrighty. Bye-bye.